The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Sydney, Australia, Alyna.
Switching gears to action in the women's division, and again, proof positive how great international stars from all over the globe find their way to the doorstep here of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. No exception here. Alyna from Sydney, Australia, a very prolific grappler.
I've been to Sydney, Australia, Kaylee. It's a very beautiful place. It's a very beautiful person. Unfortunately, she's going to get the beauty knocked right out of her, courtesy Heather Monroe.
And introducing her opponent, being accompanied to the ring by Halston Boddy. She is the Killer Bay, Heather Monroe.
Flanked by the Prism of Excellence, Halston Boddy, Heather Monroe, a picture of confidence, the crown jewel of the upper class.
Have you ever seen more beauty in your life, Kennelly? Have you ever seen more beauty in your life? I'm talking about me, not Heather Monroe. Heather Monroe's good too, but me, mostly me.
Oh, you're talking about Halston Boddy. Another physical opponent here, though, for the Killer Bay. Alyna definitely has the chops, if I can be serious for a second. She was trained by none other than Lance Storm. Well-versed in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, got a lot of ground-based offense that will nullify perhaps and tie up the aggressive offense of Heather Monroe, who loves strikes, loves to create distance. So, two well-matched opponents here in the women's division. Heather Monroe certainly has had her issues recently here in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood with Sandra Moon and the Soul Burners.
Yes, absolutely. Now Heather Monroe definitely has had some issues. There's some clash there. And again, now you can use that one of two ways. You can either let it harbor your ability to do better, or you can use that and channel that frustration or that anger and use it to eliminate your opponent. And that's the type of person that Heather Monroe is. That's the kind of able mind that she has to take it to her opponent and make sure that she does everything possible to harvest that energy and punish her opposition.
I don't know if Heather Monroe wants to get in a grappling game here with Alyna. Alyna now taking control of the wrist. Nice arm drag takedown by Alyna. Follows it up with another deep arm drags. Step through trip. Right where she wants her. Jackknife cover now. And really applying heavy pressure here to the Killer Bay as Alyna in the opening minutes of this matchup.
Yeah, but you're going to have to keep on that pace. You're going to keep that. You have to keep that energy up the entire match. And keep in mind, you can always come out exploding, but wrestling match is not a marathon, or it is not a sprint. It is a marathon. It is whoever has that wind at the end. And Alyna now, in my opinion, making too many mistakes, going in there way too aggressive and too fast in the early going.
Well, scores with a big strike there, so if it ain't broke, why fix it? It's the offensive onslaught has certainly behooved the opportunities here for Alyna in the early going, now striking as well. And when you're in there with anybody from the upper class, you got to try and do whatever you can to score the victory as quick as possible, because you always have Halston Boddy out there as a factor. We've seen him get physical, tripping opponents of Heather Monroe, hitting them with that fan in the past.
You know what, Kennelly? There's one thing true about the fans of Halston Boddy. I'm his biggest fan. And you know what? You should be too. The honest to God truth is the man goes out there, he shows moral support. Like you were saying earlier, if you go out there and show moral support, you're doing nothing wrong. He's not going in there. He's not physically interacting with anybody. He is out there to offer support, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, the operative word is yet, because he certainly has in the past. Heather Monroe, though, taking control of the matchup at this point, into the cover now, looking for the victory.
Almost got her there, too, Kenley. Almost got her there. Now taking her back up. You know, the next move could be it. This could be the end of it right here, right now, right here. Heather Monroe now with the snap suplex. You never know. That could be the end right now for Alyna. Thanks for coming. Goodbye.
Into the cover now after the snap suplex. Heather Monroe trying to rule the women's division here in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, where she has many big victories, but has come under criticism in the past of perhaps not being able to win the big one. Had a few shots at the NWA World Women's title. Came close, didn't get it done. And we'll see what the end game is for the Killer Bay. Big chop, some disrespect, and again, just oozing with confidence is the Killer Bay.
Oozing with confidence. And you know what that is? That is upper class written all over it. That's what Heather Monroe reeks of. She reeks of upper class. That's what gives you that confidence to do what she does. Look at how vicious she is, Kenny. I love it.
Nice backbreaker into the cover. Goes to the Killer Bay. I'm sure Monroe would say she doesn't ooze of confidence. Maybe she sparkles of confidence or glitters of confidence.
Sure. That's what I said, Kenny. That's what I said. What are you trying to trip me up for?
This thing turning physical. We'll see who gets the better. Alyna with a nice shot. Not looking jet lagged right now, but the Killer Bay might be if she keeps eating these shots. Again, Alyna out of Sydney, Australia. Look at the power on display. Short flight, bad landing for Monroe into the cover. Center of the ring, only a count of 2.
See that smile that Alyna gave right before she dropped Heather Monroe? That is cockiness. That is overconfidence. That's something she does not need to come here doing. She is here as a guest, keep in mind. Make sure that she minds her manners while she's here.
Look at this, perfect plex with the bridge, beautifully executed. Almost puts Monroe away again. Impressive performance thus far for Alyna.
Absolutely. I'm impressed with Alyna. I won't lie to you. She's definitely taking it to Heather Monroe. But keep in mind that Heather Monroe has all of this advantage over Alyna. Not only the moral support of Halston Boddy on the outside, but the fact that she's been here for far too long to let her opponents make sure that she doesn't make a mistake.
Nice takedown defense, first by Heather Monroe, but now look at that. Changing levels as Alyna sprawling out, avoiding that attempt by the Killer Bay. Jockeying for position, transitions to strikes, and now breaking down Alyna. Brutal striking here by the Killer Bay, and drops her opponent. Uh-oh, 7-year stretch. Got a lot of momentum into it as well.
This might be it, Kennelly. All we hear is a tap away. There it is.
Wow.
Here is your winner, Heather Monroe.
Heather Monroe gets the victory. Even more impressive when you think of the BJJ exploits of her opponent. Main event, Mask versus title, coming up right after this.